Hi everybody, I am so excited to welcome you to the Chronic Project Protocol Weight Release Special. We've done the Chronic Project Protocol before with money to some great results, even if I say so myself. I can't wait to see what happens when we begin to do it for something as physically dense as our bodies. Pluto goes retrograde in the next 13 days, so we are definitely in the shadow period of the retrograde. What a wonderful time it is for us to sow the seeds of change and transformation and health and fitness and being sexy, slim and strong. So saying yes to all of that, please interlock your fingers together. When you interlock your fingers together, your palms will come together. Open your palms, open your thumbs, and now keep your interlocked set over your heart chakra. Your thumbs will be pointing towards your shoulders. Close your eyes, keep your spine straight. Energies flow better when our spines are straight. Adjust yourself, feet firmly on the ground. Begin focusing on your breath. Simultaneously start becoming aware of how your chest is rising up and down as you inhale and exhale. Simultaneously start becoming aware of the pressure, gentle pressure and warmth between your palms and your chest. Start becoming aware of how your chest feels. Soft, firm, strong. Start becoming aware of how the area that's interlocked in your palms feels. I want you to now put slight pressure only on your thumbs. So you're pressing down wherever your thumbs are on your upper chest. And bring your attention back to your breath. Is your breath feeling stronger as your breath forces the chest to rise and comes down more easily? Remove your interlocked fingers from your heart chakra. Place your interlocked fingers on your belly button. Bring your awareness to the inhale and exhale at the belly button. Thumbs are now pointing upwards towards the chest. Be comfortable. Even if your elbows are right next to your body, it's okay. Keep your interlock on your belly button. Thumbs wide apart. Start becoming aware of the area that is in contact with your palms and your thumbs. How is this area? Firm, soft, supple, flabby? Only an awareness. You are not going to judge it. You are not going to lock down in an analysis. Start pressing your thumbs into your upper belly, and see again, how are you breathing? How much more are you aware of the contact of the thumb and the area underneath it? Remove your interlocked fingers from your belly button. Place them on top of the head. When you place them on top of the head, make sure your thumbs are apart so they are clutching your back head. Relax your shoulders. So there is some weight that's pushing down on the top of the crown. Again, bring your attention back to your breath. Make sure your back is not arching. Your spine is still straight. How is the top of your head feeling underneath your fingers? Hard, soft, pliable, firm, strong. Start pressing your thumbs into the back of your head and check which part of your body are you now becoming aware of as you inhale, as you exhale. Is your attention going to the back of your head, or is it going to somewhere else in the body? Breathe. Whichever body part is feeling the pressure or the tightness, I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out from that body part. Let us do this 2 more times. Direct your energy. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the body part that is having any kind of tension or tightness or pressure. Let us do it for 3 more breaths because Rowan's back of neck is feeling really hot, and for Naoko, her navel and tummy is not feeling so great. 3 more breaths, my darlings. Inhale through the nose. Exhale from the area of distress. Make sure that your back is not arching, that your spine is erect. Take your palms off from the top of your head. Bring them down, facing downwards on your thighs. Janine says shoulder pain at a 7. For Naoko, it's her tummy. For Rowan, it's the back of the neck. For Bridget, it's the right shoulder and right thumb. 10 seconds, everybody. Receive. and check. How are you feeling now? Don't tell me, just be aware of it. Stay with the process because right now, for 3 minutes, we're just going to focus on the breath. Make sure that your back is straight, supported if need be. Feet are firmly planted on the ground. Keep your eyes closed. If the mind wanders, return to the breath. Superb. Superb. Now take your attention to your inhale and check which nostril are you breathing with. Bring your attention to your exhale. Which nostril are you exhaling from? Is it the same nostril or is it different nostrils? Just have that awareness for yourself. We are now going to awaken the metabolism, digestive energy with our breath right now. Please take your left thumb. You can fold the remaining fingers into a palm, into a fist with your thumb up. Raise your elbows to the side and close your left nostril. If you were already breathing from the right, this will be very easy for you to do. If you were breathing from the left, this might take a few breaths to get comfortable with. Close the left nostril And since I've closed it, my voice will sound a little funny. Okay, I'll open it for a few seconds. Inhale and exhale 7 times from your right nostril only. If you're having too much difficulty because the breath was going in and out from the left nostril, open the left nostril slightly. Start. As soon as you're done, open your left nostril and see if you needed to take a deeper breath in. As though breathing with the right was not easy or not very breath friendly. Check. And then rub your palms. Cross your palms. Squeeze your upper arms. Keeping your palms crossed, squeeze your shoulders. Uncross your palms. Squeeze your chest, your abdomen, your lower abdomen, your thigh, your calf. First one side, then the other. Just give yourself a little bit of an acupressure massage. Open eyes completely. Take your glass of water or bottle of water. In the mouth of the glass or the bottle, say, yes, I am slimmer and healthier now. Yes, I weigh, write your ideal weight, let it be realistic. Now, against the side of the glass, please do the same thing. Yes, I am slimmer and healthier now. You also have the option of saying, yes, I am thinner and healthier now. Yes, I weigh. Now, swirl the water a bit. If it's in the bottle, you can cover the bottle and just turn the bottle upside down a couple of times. Have the water. Tell me, how does the water taste? It may or may not be sweeter and cooler. How is the taste for you? How is the breathing with the right nostril? Was that easy to do? The right nostril gets activated around evening and night time. If it is evening and night time for you, it would have been easier to breathe through the right nostril. If it's daytime, afternoon for you, it may have been a little troublesome. Was it? Radha says, eyes are watering, feel calm, superb. Rowan says there was congestion in the right side I wasn't aware of. It may not be congestion, Rowan. It could be the natural breath was not for the right side where you are right now. So it's not like a congestion, but it does feel a little heavier when we try to activate a breath that is not meant for that particular time. And just by the way, if you're interested in breath work, one of the finest people to work with on that, to understand how nostrils work, to understand flows of breath, is Hitesh Ji Guruji. Elizabeth says, tastes so different. I liked breathing with the right nostril. Super. And it's daytime where you are. Lakshmi says it was easy. Leanne says nice and easy. Rowan says the water tastes alright, although somehow different from the healthier and wealthier ones. I didn't know there were different ways to turbocharge. You can turbocharge with whatever you want. I have seen that water can take instructions up to 6 sentences. So even if you turbocharge it all in that one, you can. Nauko says breathing turns to be smooth. And Gwen says breathing through right nostril was easier than I thought. It is often stuffy and bleeds randomly in the morning. You can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now. Water is delicious. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Alice says, cooler water tastes good, breath not difficult, but some undescribed residue is felt. With the water, you mean, my love? Nishtha, the chat is happening on the home page. Home page is my personal page on Facebook. Juliana says, really good. Juliana, please come to my home page. Just look for Nidhu Kapoor and you'll come to my home page. And you'll see the chat. The chat is under the poster of turbocharged slimming water. Rosie says it was easy to breathe from right nostril. Water so smooth. Fantastic. Jennifer, the name of the breath person is Hitesh Ji Guruji, and I will write it down for you. The residue for Alice was in the nose. Alice, check. Is it gone? Sonia says it's morning here and my right side nostril is always more open than my left. So it's easier to breathe through the left. You mean the right, Sonia? So the thing is, when we work with the body, the water can taste slightly heavier, not necessarily as sweeter and lighter as when we turbocharge it for money. Can you all notice the difference? Now, says the decree water is always sweeter, but the texture is different when we use it for body work. You will see. And Elizabeth says, so we can adjust wording for turbocharging water. I don't like putting my feet on the ground. I feel more comfortable in lotus position. Is that okay? That's fabulous. On the ground and lotus position have the same effect on the body. Lotus position, Sukhasana. Indian cross-legged position, which is not necessarily lotus position, is also fine. Lotus position is Padmasana. Padmasana and Sukhasana are the same as keeping our feet on the ground. They immediately end up strengthening our root chakra. Shantani says, while it was not difficult to breathe through the right nostril, it felt as though only the right part of my body was getting air. And when I took a breath together after the 7 breaths, it was as though the left part of my brain lit up. Fantastic awareness. There is a certain flow to the nostril breath. Fantastic. So each nostril governs a certain part of the body, a certain side, a certain brain, a certain lung. Very good. Monty says, taste of my alkaline water is very good after charging it. Fantastic. Fantastic. The nicer the taste of the water, the easier it is for your cells to receive the message. If the water tastes heavier, if the water feels heavier or doesn't taste as sweeter after you've given the decree, it means there's some powerful toxin in the body that's going to work against the decree you've given. I.E. A chronic project is in place. Having said this, and introduced you all to this water, this is the water I want you all to drink for the next 21 days, the water that contains the message of your goal for your weight release. Once you have attained the goal, you can change and charge the goal with the water. On a scale of 0 to 10, how much lighter or heavier are you feeling since the time we began? Kailash says, it's easy to breathe through my right nostril and my water is delicious and smooth. Fantastic. Rowan says right side is a bit easier to breathe with now, but still feels kind of stuffy. Rowan, just press against the right side nostril and take only 3 breaths through your left side and then open and check. Only Rowan. All the rest of us are still right nostril breathing. Nishtha, have you found the home page, love? Bridget says, why would I feel heavier and tired? One, I would say, because you don't need to release any weight, my darling. And 2, it might be a little difficult for you to have full sense of trust with the breath. When there's a lot of trauma still hidden in the body, and trauma, by the way, is an abundance blocker, is a goal unmanifester. Trauma, abuse, anger, these are all very powerful blockers. So if there is trauma in the body, my love, this can actually make you want to go to sleep. All the messages that have gone in because of our breath work, because of the prana, the new consciousness that has come in, the fresh prana that has come in, will need your conscious mind to go to sleep so that it can do all the shifting and settling it has to do in the body. How do you feel after drinking the water, Bridget? Neha says, feel heavier. Very interesting. Monisha says, my nose was stuffy. Monisha, then you and Rowan only close the right nostril, and I automatically start doing it so my voice becomes funny, and breathe through the left nostril 3 times. Neha says, after drinking the water, tummy feels tightened and bloated. Very interesting. That is also giving you some resistance to weight release. Viva says, breathing through right was absolutely fine. Fantastic. Rowan says, I can't have my feet flat on the ground either because my legs are too short. I usually have my legs straight out in front of me on the footrest of a recliner chair. And Rowan, are you comfortable with crossing your legs and sitting? Like how we sit in India? Is that easy for you to do or difficult for you to do? When you have your legs straight out in front of you on the footrest, As long as the footrest of a recliner chair is the same level as your hips, you can also try bending one knee and keeping the foot near your groin. Vibha is also feeling heavy and tired. Vibha, this would mean that the chronic project protocol would apply very much for you. There is resistance to you feeling lighter. Let me give you some other words for lightness. Lightness always comes in when we do any kind of breath work, any kind of water work, of course, any kind of healing process, enormously and fast-stepped with the decrees. Other words for lightness: positivity, attention, truth, awareness, daytime, limelight, visibility, alert, charged up, passionate, empowered, peaceful, motivated, driven, freedom, peace. The opposite of all of that, that's the energy in the body, heavy, stuffy, congested, stuck, will make you feel heavy and tired, because now the light that has come in is going to be is going to be shifting out the darkness, the grayishness, the murkiness that is present in the body. Please feel free to take a break, lie down. We are going to be some amount of chatting right now, because the first thing I want us to know are the 3 keys to manifestation. This is true for everything you want to manifest. Can anybody tell me what these 3 keys are? One of these, some of y'all might know, because I've mentioned it on and off in the last 1 month. The biggest key to manifesting what you want. And it's a key that you can sense and feel. Do you know what this key is? In fact, I just gave you a clue to that key in the sentences I spoke before I mentioned that. And Bridget says, makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. She says, feel about the same after drinking charged water. Perhaps I'm also tired because of a lot of stress, because of tooth surgery decision. Would be there, my love. Stress would also make it very difficult for us to feel the first key of manifestation, because stress makes us think that unless I'm worried and stressed out, I won't come up with the right solution. Somehow, stress becomes a coping, protective mechanism. Nikita, yes, very much you will have a replay. Samra says high vibration. Nice. How does high vibration make us feel? Radha says attention, awareness. Sonia says gratitude. Gwen says emotion. And Gabrielle says lightness. It's lightness. High vibration always make us feel light. It's key number 1 to manifestation. If you've given a decree for clearing and you feel lighter, you are ready to give a decree for manifestation. If you've given yourself an affirmation or done work that makes you feel light, like water work, like breath work, like pranayama, and it makes you feel heavy, you are not ready to manifest that. And Gabrielle, I'm hesitating because you had asked another question to check if your weight gain was from alcohol rather than lack of food. For sure, my love, alcohol always gives rise to an alcohol belly. Alcohol belly is a protruding belly. It starts diminishing our bones, so we can also end up having skinny limbs, but this amount of weight in our torso. And alcohol makes us increase our weight because alcohol gives rise to famine mentality, scarcity. deprivation, because instead of nutrition, you are now only feeding yourself sugar, which means the moment you have lesser sugar in your blood, you will start having withdrawal symptoms and you will hurtle towards more sugar. Nishta said, I was feeling very heavy before the call, especially difficulty in breathing. Have been breathless since morning, feeling lighter at 5 now. Superb. Superb. Can you guess or take a look as to when you all manifested something? What is it that you all did? What is it that took place that allowed you all to manifest what you wanted? And remember, my darling, this is true for whatever dream you have for your health, your wealth, your love, and your life. Can you tell me when it is that you've seen results in your life? Everybody on the replay, I'm just waiting for them to write on the post. That's why we're in silence. So I'm just going to take some water. And now my Facebook page needs to be refreshed because it's gone. But I hope you're thinking about what the answer could be. It's a very simple answer. When I give it to you, you'll say, of course, that's what it was. It's the most obvious answer. Angelia says, meditation. Wow, awesome. And Elizabeth says, being light, white, bright, high vibe, for sure. That's part of lightness. High vibration, lightness, whiteness, brightness, all come together. And Gwen says, letting it go. Bridget says, action. Superb. Superb. Rowan says, visualization helped me manifest some things recently. Excellent. Those are, if you've noticed, visualizations also help you feel lighter. So some of the ways that we can feel lighter: visualization, affirmation, decrease, clapping, reframing, writing and burning, abracadabra, water, breathwork. Elizabeth says vibrational alignment. knowing it, embodying it now. Nice. Kailash says, faith, when you can do breath work, faith automatically increases. Shantani says, thought of it as already mine. Superb. Elizabeth says, when I was happy and felt good, things were flowing. Absolutely. Happiness, feeling good, these are all parts of lightness. So basically, you all have gotten it, more or less. The second key to manifestation is releasing what is in the way of the manifestation. You have a weight goal, you've got to release whatever is the excess part of that weight goal. You want money, you have to release whatever is the poverty, scarcity, famine of that money goal. You want to attract love, you've got to let go the fears of being vulnerable, intimate, sharing and caring for another human being. And the third key to manifestation is actually two sides of the same coin, and that is commitment. Commitment is one side of the coin of practice. The other side of the coin is action. Whatever you've manifested, you have not manifested it overnight. It's come from years of taking action towards something. It's come from time spent on decrees, on whatever healing process you have. But practice, commitment, action, all the same ball is the third key of getting what you want. Tell me, my darling, all the work that you have done so far on manifesting the body of your dreams, your ideal, perfect body, weight, shape, size, every time you all have tried something new, hasn't it always worked? Like every time you take new action, there is always new result. Always. It's my favorite tip around money as well. You take new action, you will have a new result. Because money is a way that the universe lets us know that we are on the right path. Because the universe understands that we can see money, touch money, count money. So it's a very tangible reward from the universe. When you take action, you will definitely see results. Either you will see the results in getting closer to what you want, or you will see the results in realizing what is in the way of what you want. But results you will have. Mandy says, when I do breath work, it makes me sleepy. Also comes from deep trauma in the body, my love. Breath work, which is also a way of meditating. You know, when we start meditation for the first time, all of us fall asleep. We just check out of the body. Breath work is awareness work. Breath work is lightness, high vibrational work. It is the most powerful energy medicine, but it's also the toughest energy medicine. So very few of us make it part of our practice, but with how the world is changing and transforming, we will be pushed constantly towards breath work, fasting, meditation. Also tools that we're going to apply in our journey to having the body that we want to have. And Jennifer says, can breathwork help with UTI as well? Yes, my darling, especially if you've spent some time, a few minutes, on focusing on your breath, at least 5 minutes to 10 minutes, only focusing on the breath. Every time attention goes, you bring it back. You set yourself a timer so that you're not you're not agitated with the fact that, oh my God, I have to focus on my breath so much. And then once you've finished focusing on the breath, you direct the exhale out from the body part that's causing you distress. Breathwork is one of the things that we're going to do every day for the next 21 days. All break times will happen only on the 8th day. And the next 21 days are the 21 days that we're going to be continuing and working together with the Chronic Project Protocol, which I realize I haven't even gotten to right now, but I want us to understand our body weight at this point. Like Leanne says, I've always been very good at taking action towards weight loss goals, but the results are minimal. It's like my body starts to resist after a few weeks. The more healing work I've been doing with the decrees, the more I'm feeling that unresolved trauma has been a major obstacle to achieving all my goals. Absolutely. Unresolved trauma gives rise to what I see as a primary project, both in pain as well as in body weight. And that's unresolved anger. Anger is like number 1 and number 2 when it comes to working with the weight. But before that, let me ask you, my darlings, every time you've taken the action, gotten minimal results, have you all gotten aware of what's in the way, or have you all just tried harder? Have you all begun the process with, I've got to get rid of this? Like anger with not having the results that you want. I've not just got to get rid of this, I hate this. Lakshmi says, tried harder. And what happened when you tried harder? Did the results become even lesser and lesser? And did you have to keep trying harder with fresher results? And Leanne says, yes, it has been an attitude. I've got to get rid of this. I cannot tolerate this. All right, my darlings. Secret to weight release. By the way, it's weight release, not weight loss, because which one of us loves losing? Anybody here loves losing? Or has recovered from unresolved losses? So why would we start loving weight loss? And how can we support ourselves through that? So we will change the title of weight loss and make it weight release. Weight release or letting go or shifting or releasing. However it is that you want to describe letting go of excess weight. Because that's what we want to let go of, right? Each one of us has a body that works perfectly for us at a certain shape, size, and for a certain frame. This might be different from somebody else. But yes to weight release. Yes to letting go, saying, I've got to get rid of this. Because here's the thing. The body is our first child. It's our permanent child. How have you been taken care of? You will treat your children, your child, the way your parents have treated you. Leanne, did you have parents who exhibited symptoms of wanting to get rid of you or not being able to tolerate you? Or even telling you things like, I can't bear what you've done. I can't bear it when you're like this. I can't bear you. How many of us can't bear our weight? I mean, we're bearing it. The body is bearing it. But how many of us having this about our body? I can't bear this weight. Nidhu says, I cannot take care of others. This causes weight gain. Well, I cannot take care of others. Why would that cause weight gain, my love? What are you doing with the weight gain? Is the weight gain a way of you becoming immobile? So you can't, because taking care of others is a very physical demand. You will think of your body the way your parents treated you, thought of you. The way that you were received by your parents is how you receive the body. The trauma of a body, all traumas actually, always go back to how it was at home. Shantini says there's just a deep sense of disconnection with the body. I'm so disappointed I have stopped taking it personally or trying to do something about it, though I keep worrying about it in the background. And Shantini, you are just describing one parental approach to you as a child. Radha says, my parents were always super duper strict with us, couldn't bear any deviation, so hence is reflecting on my can't bear my weight, explains so much. Leanne says, I would feel as a child my mom couldn't tolerate me if I had emotional needs. She could only cope with giving in a practical way. And tell me, Leanne, where do your emotions get stored? And I'm just going to take a quick water break and refill my wonderful, healthy, wealthy, slim fit water. 1 second. Cheers. And Nishtha says, does fear play a part in difficulty to release weight? Very much, my love, because fear has to do with stress, and stress has to do with cortisol, and cortisol makes us want to hold on to fat. I'm going to come to that, my darling. There are about 12 secrets to weight release, but I want us to understand the body first. I want us first to take a look at detachment, disconnection, or separation from the body. If our parents were detached, we'll also be detached from the body. If our parents disconnected, we will also be disconnected from the body. If our parents separated from us, or we were separated from our parents, we will have separation from our body. And tell me, is somebody you are disconnected from, detached from, separated from, going to listen to you? Or is going to do just what it was doing? And Leanne says emotions get stored in the body. Yes. So somewhere in learning how it's best to avoid emotions, you would have found that you are also avoiding certain emotions. What is trauma at the end of the day? Trauma is the emotional charge of a situation. Trauma is the mental charge of an crisis. Trauma is the physical coping mechanisms we have found in the face of tragedies that have taken place with us. When we ignore the emotion, we will also ignore the behavior that emotion gives rise to and continually be trying to control ourselves with how we are thinking. Susan says, when would we use abracadabra? Coming to that, my darling. There is a process to how we're going to use abracadabra. We will use it at the end of the day's decree. I'm going to come to that. There's a system we're going to follow for 21 days, including the purification, sattvic, detox, declutter, dust away diet. Coming to that. Elizabeth says, I experienced extreme criticism at home. And are you extremely critical about your body? Mandy says, I felt unloved by my parents. I was bullied at school for being a little overweight. And you are so not overweight, Mandy. You are so petite. and tiny. And Mandy, do you love your body? Or do you bully it? And Jenny says, emotional eating causes my weight gain. And emotional eating, again, it's a childhood dysfunction where we stuff ourselves down to either repress what we are feeling or to fill the void of the lack of nutrition and nourishment that comes to us with our parents hugging us, holding us, feeding us, loving us, praising us, celebrating us, accepting us, loving us. Teresa says, parents always cruel to me, physically beaten and isolated from family in my room or left home alone. I'm very sorry, my darling. So sorry. And how do you treat your body, Teresa? When we have physical torture and abuse in our childhood, we follow that up by having lots of accidents. We follow that up with getting into a lot of physical situations of falls and injuries, sprains, fractures. Rowan says, does it count if you wanted to be separated from your parents, as in the case of abuse? Yes, it does. You will want them to be separated from the body. You will want to indulge in avoidant, escapist coping mechanism. Rowan says, I was begging my mother to get a divorce when I was a young child. And obviously she didn't. And Tish says, yes, mother was very detached. And would that define how you treat your body? There's detachment with it, and maybe punishment when it doesn't do as you want it to do. Nauka says, overeating to make grandfather. Since I was skinny and small, I ate twice for dinner, one with grandparents and one with my parents. My mother abused grandparents, saying nasty and forced them to eat separately. And I didn't want my grandparents to feel sad, so I ate with them besides my parents. I was slim but started gaining weight after my mother's death. Understood, my love. Coming to that. Jennifer says parents were somewhat detached, and are you somewhat detached with the body? Vibha says my parents were overindulgent. I guess I do that to my body. We will treat it the exact same way. And Mandy says, no, I bully my body. I didn't realize I did this. It has never been good enough. Elizabeth says, same. I experienced bullying and I translated that out on my body. Rowan says, emotional and stress eating became a replacement for self-injury. There's also the feeling of being entitled to physical pleasure in the form of food when I'm enduring so many other stresses, illnesses, or hardships. That makes a lot of sense, Rowan. Lot of sense. Mona says, I have put on a lot of weight over the years along with fibromyalgia, thyroid, and several symptoms. I'm aware that weight gain also has to do with waiting for something. Absolutely right. That's one of the 12 secrets, waiting for something to happen. My parents were separated when I was 21. I'm also aware that the trauma was the underlying factor to the health condition. So true, my love. So true. Teresa says, yes, frequent leg injuries, knee discomfort from banging into things, walking or cycling or skiing when knees aren't in pain. Try to live an active lifestyle. Why not? Rosie says, my mom had a harsh upbringing. Being the eldest, my grandmother made her do a lot of chores, and when she married my dad, his mom was also cruel to her. Sorry, love. My dad didn't believe her and she put on weight. She lost it after they left home. I take after her. I'm an emotional eater. If I get stressed, I eat mainly late at night, which is something that in the principles we're going to follow, we cannot do except to have healthy snacks or maybe a liquid. Elizabeth says, my mother had weight issues and disconnection my whole life. How does this translate? Do I take this on? You will, my darling. You have no choice till you get onto the healing journey, because everything is passed on through DNA. So much as all of us think, I don't want to be my mother or I don't want to be my father, we are. Juliana says, my mother had a stroke when I was 9 and many more after that and never had a childhood. Growing up in my house was verbally abusive. So Juliana, did you start checking out of the body? How did you deal with that? Did you escape? So what is it? Detachment, separation, or disconnection? Detachment can also be looked at as avoidant, like if your parents just avoided you, neglected you, ignored you, overlooked you. That would also be a form of separation. So is it separation? Is it detachment? Like they did what they had to do, but they did it grudgingly, they did it like a duty. Disconnection was when they just, it's a combination of being separate, detached, and completely uncaring. Disconnection is what happens in abusive relationships. Bridget says, seems like I made it to healthy body relationship or still abusive with too much pressure or control. When we control it a lot, when we don't allow the emotions to express themselves fully, when we get to the point of emotions, whatever that intense emotion might be, we lock it down. Gwen, what a fantastic question. Where would critical fit? Take a look. How separated, detached, or disconnected do you feel from your parents? And critically, being verbally abused would fall in disconnection. Emotional abuse would fall in separation, detachment. Elizabeth says detachment. All right, my darlings. Confirm whether this is true or not. If there is separation, you will be living with deep anxiety. If there is detachment, you will be living with emotional numbness. If there is disconnection, you will be living with great anger. So one of the reasons that we put on extra cushioning and padding is instantly to keep us safe from something, but also to make sure that something gets hidden, something gets suppressed, something weighs us down. What is weighing you down? And does it match the state of relationship with the parent? What is weighing you down? What is the trauma? What is the emotional charge? What is keeping you heavy and tired? What is weighing you down? Elizabeth says, disconnection, great anger, resentment, yes, on parents. I've been working on this. Linda says, lack of money is weighing me down. I'm tired. How do I address that? Are you wanting money to give you, provide for you, take care of you, keep you secure and safe, which was actually your parents' job? Radha says, I've experienced all the above, anger, numbing, anxiety at all times. So do you have a sense of all? Separation, detachment and disconnection from the parents? Samra says anger, so that's disconnection. Rosie says, can you have a bit of all three things happening? Yes, especially if you've been on the healing journey. You will see that one is playing off the other, but there will be one primary one. Elizabeth says, weighing down, chronic judgment, lack of support, absentee family, frustration that I haven't been able to move forward in the way I want and need. Superb. That's also one of the keys to weight release. When we put on so much weight that we can't move ahead, it's a signal from the body that it's taken on too much. It's carrying too much baggage from the past. If the body is saying slow down and stop, slow down and stop. What do we want as children? And I've said that so often in the last few weeks that I'm just going to give it to you. We want love and acceptance. How do we get love and acceptance? When we are in a safe, secure, protected place for attention and expression. You are paying attention to the body, but negative attention. Are you expressing? Are you allowing the body to express? Remember that the body is your child. How you've been treated as a child is how you will treat the body. And so, this brings me to my first and foundation, basic, base decree. This decree we will do for 21 days. And this decree is, let me put it down here for you. The past you can heal now. Just say it once. Everybody say it once. How did it make you all feel to say it? And Linda says, being facetious, but if I slow down any more, I'll be comatose. Not asking you to slow down anymore. Asking you to pay attention and allow for the expression of the body. What is the body saying right now? Tired? Exhausted? I want to rest? I want to sleep for 6 months? I don't want to deal with anything right now? And Sonia says heart pounding, and you will come up with the reaction that will further confirm whether there is separation, disconnection, or detachment from the body. Part of the disconnection, separation, and detachment from the body is also if your breath only reaches your shoulders, that is your neck area, or maximum your heart area, your chest area. Like it just doesn't go to the belly button or to the area below that. So everybody have some of your wonderful, slimmer, healthier, fitter, sexier water. Wow, I did cheers on my own. Get comfortable. And Tish says exhausted. Exhaustion comes from trying very hard, and normally the separated one tries very hard. In detachment, we can have a lot of apathy, depression, hidden grief, and of course, numbness. Elizabeth says, I have difficulty honoring my body, especially if it is tired. I ignore it, even though I would like to be in greater honoring and alignment. Maybe I don't trust my body's communication. Yes, overlooking the body, ignoring the body, neglecting the body, only wanting the body to do whatever you think should be done, which is also a sign of a very controlling and strict parent. All right, my lovelies. Spine straight, everybody. We're going to inhale and exhale in a certain manner. We're going to inhale and force the breath down to our belly button. So you're going to inhale, hold for 4 counts, and exhale out of the belly button. Try it. We'll only do it for 3 breaths. Hold and hold at the belly button. Don't let your attention go to any other body part. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release from the belly button. What we're doing right now is clearing the passageway for the breath in the lower abdomen. One more time, please. And one more time, please. Lengthen the breath inside the body. So as you're inhaling, you're going to inhale right down till your bladder, till your perineum, till your root chakra. So inhaling and consciously taking the breath there. Hold the breath. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale from the lower abdomen. When you exhale from the lower abdomen will contract inwards. 2 more times, please. Inhale. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the lower abdomen. One last time. Do it on your own. Once done, breathe normally and check. Is your breath going in deeper? And my Facebook page went off somewhere. It is back. Is your breath deeper, wider? Donna says core feels as if opening. Nishtha says, yes, felt it go deeper. Normally I breathe very shallow. Gwen says I've been getting very hungry throughout the call. Fantastic. Everybody, please go ahead. Please eat something. And Shantini says, had this huge yawn and tiredness come up all of a sudden, like I just want to lie down. Please do. Jenny, she says bringing up sadness, and that could be under a lot of detachment coming from the family. Is there detachment when you think of the body? Chantal says belly feels tight in a good way. Tight is not in a good way. Like not firm, but tight. Eat something, my darlings. Eat something. We have quite some more time to go. And as you're eating, let me give the decree for these. Detached and detachment. You can both leave now. Disconnected and disconnections. You can both leave now. Separate and separation. You can both leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. I'm going to ask you all 6 questions. The answer to all 6 questions is yes. So even if you're eating, just mumble out a yes because you must say it out loud. Disconnected, separate, detached. Can you let this go now? Can you let these go now? Yes. Will you let these go now? Yes. Can you remove your attachment to these now? Yes. Will you remove your attachment to these now? Yes. Can you remove the point of origin of these now? Yes. Will you remove the point of origin of these now? Yes. Repeat after me, even with food in your mouth. Thank you so much for letting go of these now. And check. How are you feeling? Sonia says much lighter. Vibha says lighter. Bridget says feeling wonderful. Awesome. Elizabeth says powerful. Susan, Facebook refreshed my page and took me somewhere else. So sorry. Disregard those. Bridget says feeling wonderful. Oh, shucks. Chantal, how's the tightness in the belly now? Mandy says have some detachment. You can leave now. Elizabeth says powerful. Sonia says much lighter. Vibha also says lighter. Bridget also says feeling wonderful. Okay, so these were from in context to what I had asked. Awesome. Nishra says, my nose was blocked. It's runny suddenly. Superb. That's anger releasing itself. Also, you had that flash of pain and your temples had tightened. Nishra, how is that now? Tish also says lighter. Superb. Remember the 3 keys of manifestation? Lightness. Lightness can only happen if you've let go of something, which is why second stage of manifestation is letting go. And letting go requires a commitment to letting go, a commitment to your goal, a commitment to feeling, being lighter, whiter, brighter. Commitment means I will take the action required. Commitment means no matter what, I will practice. Commitment means I am dedicated to achieving this particular dream. By the way, on our journey together over the next 21 days, our commitments might get a little tested, but it's okay. Chantal says, arms up in the air, feeling lighter and brighter. Superb. Teresa says, feeling tightness in lower left and right lung area, and this could be anger. Please hold your middle finger and ring finger simultaneously on the right side. Juliana says, feeling happy. Fantastic. That's lightness. And Jennifer says, what is the difference between detachment and disconnection? In detachment, there's normally apathy. You have parents around, but they don't care too much. They're detached about how it's going for you, what happens to you. In disconnection, there is a very active connection of abuse. Elizabeth says, feeling very hot, anger relief. You got it, Ma? Absolutely. Shanta says, tightness is less, lighter. There is lighter is more. Fantastic. Nandi says, saying yes to your questions made me feel positive. Awesome. Tish says, I feel like something is really leaving my head. That's normally anger. Jennifer says, got up and felt a slight headache. Headaches are old energies fighting with new energies. Headaches are usually about anger and maintaining that anger and this other energy saying, let it go. Linda says, weakness in legs is getting me down. And you also mentioned that the message of the body is worn out. So, Linda, for you, a lot will open up if you allow yourself to feel safe resting. What if it is safe for you to rest? What if it is safe for you to take time off? What if it is safe for you to be unwell in peace? By the way, my darlings, in one of the 12 secrets to weight release, you will have a period of unwellness. Inshallah, not more than one, but one for sure. Where either you will be completely ill, you will have all the symptoms of a viral or the flu, and that's okay. Because when we start working with weight release, something starts breaking down in our bodies. In that breaking down, the body needs to shut down all work. And the only time we really all shut down work is when we are ill and unwell. So you have to be prepared for this particular period of being unwell as well. Everybody says yes to not pushing and punishing yourself at that time. Samra says feeling better and somewhat lighter. Superb. In the maintenance of the lightness, the body will follow suit. Bridget says now very tired around eyes and shoulders heavy. Shoulders normally get heavy with guilt and anxiety. So there could be some separation somewhere, my love. And Gwen says yes to being gentle with myself during the detox time. And Nauka says yes to not punishing myself. Super. Super. I have seen everybody on this journey be taken care of. So rest and put aside all financial worries. Oh, if I don't get up, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, the money will not come. I need the money. It will come. For good measure, one last time, all remaining separations, detachments, and disconnections, you can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. Have water. Check how you're doing. Tish asks, how long should we expect to feel unwell? However long it is for you and your body. This is a personal journey. So the days and the day's duration and intensity can vary for each one of us. Chantal says, eyes getting heavy. Chantal, close your eyes, ma. Don't force it open. You can drift away for a while as well. It's okay. And Nauka says this is all about self-empowerment with best nourishment. Absolutely. You know, when you do any kind of work, because it returns you to your authenticity, authenticity means I am in perfect harmony with the messages of my mind, body, and heart. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi describes happiness as harmony between mind, body, and heart. When we are in such authentic alignment with all parts of us, we will only eat what nourishes us. We will only keep the company that nurtures us. We will only make decisions that have a sense of lightness, whiteness, brightness to it. Samra says, what is the cutoff age for the child and what is your definition of a child? The definition of child is 0 to 7 years of age, because by then the conscious mind has fully developed. Once the conscious mind has fully developed, the understanding of I am me. I am not just my mother. I am not just my father. I am me. This is my name. I am a girl. I am a boy. I live here. That I am becomes way more prominent after the age of 7. But we could have slow learners and slow growers. I mean, my child's 20, but really he's 12. So we could all have various ages that we are in. In Jupiter's decrees, we'll understand the child of the age and what is to be done with each age at that time. Right now, understand that your body is your permanent child. Elizabeth says, how can I better love and care for my body and inner child? How can I reparent myself with greater love? By taking care of everything that's in the way of you doing it. Here, I think this is one of our chronic project protocol decrees in the coming weeks, but let me give it to you anyway. I don't want to love and accept myself. You can leave now. Try it. The other version, I don't want to give myself attention or expression. You can leave now. Tell me how it makes you feel. Donna says relief. Fantastic. Elizabeth says there's a desire to completely separate myself from my family and parents for how corrupted my self-image became as a result of them. There's a desire to push away. I don't know how to make peace with this and not feel anger and resentment. Feel the anger, my love. Feel the resentment. It's the only way through. The desire to push away is the same desire to get rid of. It will not happen. If you fight this part of you, because this part of you is now a part of your subconscious and your unconscious, it will win. And it will win because the subconscious and the unconscious keep us alive. So if you're going to go up in a battle against a system that maintains you being alive, you will lose. You can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now. Linda says better. Elizabeth says lighter. Gwen says felt some sadness, then relief. Vibha says in control. Rosie says second decree was a bit harder, but once I said you can leave now, I feel this relief in my body. Fantastic. Tish says, can we be doing this weight program along with the program from Judy Anderson? In fact, that would be ideal. Because remember what I said? The stress cortisol weight gain connection is undeniable. If you can spend some time just working on stress and the stress levels in the body, in fact, one of the secrets to weight release is constant and continuous committed stress management. And Bridget says, yes to loving decision. Need rest now. Please be, my darling. And thank you for being on the call. You didn't do your walk and you were tired at the beginning of the call. I know, my love. Please rest. Please rest. And Mandy says, yawning, yawning, yawning. Great release. Fabulous. Fabulous. Awesome, Elizabeth. You're doing both. The program from Judy as well as this. Fantastic. And Gwen says yes to yawning releases now. Beautiful. Yawn, yawn away. Just in taking away that resistance and that block and the stuckness and that big gigantic wall in loving, accepting, expressing, paying attention to yourself, you will immediately have a flood of relief, deeper sense of connection with the body. In fact, once you're done with this, tell me how deeply connected you're feeling with the body. And Elizabeth says, anywhere I need to push away and get rid of out of fear, you can all leave now. Fantastic. You've gotten the abbreviation also, Elizabeth. Super. Very well done. In fact, some adaptation of that is also one of the Chronic Project Protocol decrees. I think it's the one that says, I'd rather get rid of something than heal it. You can leave now. By the way, go ahead. Try that as well. I'd rather get rid of it than heal it. You can leave now. Elizabeth says, I'm an expert at feeling safe in a state of total acceptance. Why not? Why not? And in fact, that is also one of the Chronic Project Protocol decrees, which is the I'm not safe. It's not safe. I am habituated to this. I am comfortable. I am comfortable with my body fat. You can leave now. My body fat is my safe zone. You can leave now. I don't know how to be safe without this fat. You can leave now. I don't want to be sexy, slim, strong, beautiful, gorgeous, stunning. You can all leave now. 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 Radha says, I stopped being harsh with my physical appearance and started to love the body slowly. This was after a self-love workshop. I hope to increase that by the end of this. Absolutely, why not? Yes to that. Now, Pooh, you said your ex was using something herbs to rape you? So sorry. What he attempted never worked. I sensed it and told him straightforward to stop. My dad touched me inappropriately. You can leave now. And you know, one of the secrets of weight release is that you got to leave that toxic relationship behind. It's very, very difficult to release weight in a toxic relationship. If the toxic relationship is over, praise the Lord, you can start working on feeling safe in your body again, especially if you were not touched in a good way. Because the body then does what it can to become unattractive. Chantal says, my body is feeling so relaxed now. Lot of yawning and letting go. Yes. Gwen says there's an awareness about the anger from disconnection. At first, I was pushing that away. Then agitation showed me anger. Tightness in my jaw showed anger. Arms folded across my chest showed anger and disapproval. You can all leave now. Thank you for the awareness for my healing and releasing of anger weight. Anger weight, you can leave now. Angry weight, you can leave now. Scared weight, you can leave now. Grieving weight, you can leave now, because we can also become very heavy with grief. Elizabeth says, I'd like to release toxic relationships in my life. How do I do this? You leave them. You move away. You maintain a distance. And if that's not possible, you use this precious time to say you have to self-quarantine and do it in whatever way is possible. All right, my darlings, the 12 secrets to weight release. And I'm going to begin with a few that you already know. Number one, you have to call it weight release, not weight loss. This is most important. Even by mistake, if you say weight loss, it's okay. Just rectify that. Remind yourself that I don't like the fact that I have lost stuff. There's no way I'm going to like losing weight as well. So I'm going to look forward to releasing it. Number 11, move, move, move. You know, while the message of the body can be rest and exhaustion and needing to take a break, for the most part, most bodies respond very well to a 20-minute walk. It's been my basic for a long time, just a 20-minute walk every day, after resting a lot. If there is chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue at a very advanced level, this would be tough. But I would like to think and believe and make the intention that that's not true here, that even if there is some amount of fatigue going on, that it will not stop you from having that 20-minute walk. Begin the 20-minute walk on the day that you're ready to begin it. If you need to rest, you rest. If you need to move out of a toxic relationship, toxic job, toxic environment, then let that be your goal. Move away from it. 10. There will be one or more periods of unwellness. We must not judge that time. We must just be in absolute and complete acceptance of it. Allow it to happen. Rejoice in it happening. it means that breaking has come. How many of us have fallen ill and felt lighter and better after that? Always, right? A period of unwellness is always followed by feeling a little lighter and slimmer. It will happen on the journey because one of the primary weight, I won't say gainers, but one of the primary things in weight is anger. And anger requires a lot of adipose to make sure that its heat is not impacting our internal organs. So when we start breaking down the heat in the body, it will leave by making us ill. Look forward to that time. It's one of the checklists on our progress. And Elizabeth says, so true, I water fast regularly, so give myself the break, reduces time of unwellness. Beautiful, beautiful. Alice says, I want to walk again, not just forget about it. Forgetting about it is a very powerful, subconscious, unconscious message to not want to move. So take a look at that, Alice. Play with the word moving. Have you moved too much? Have you moved too many houses? Have you moved too many jobs? Number 9, stop waiting for whatever it is that you are waiting for. What are you waiting for? So wait, W-A-I-T equals W-E-I-G-H-T and vice versa. What are you waiting for? What have you been waiting for? What have you been waiting for your whole life? How do you stop waiting for that? Nauko says, I do not need to wait for love. Love is here. I am love. Beautiful. Elizabeth, support, approval, love, acceptance on my path. Yes to that. To stop caring about the opinions of others around me. Well, yes to that as well. Donna says, waiting for me to love me and someone else to really love me and be in a relationship of respect and honor. Yes to that. When somebody puts down a positive affirmation for themselves, let's all put a big yes next to that. Let's add our intention to this intention. And I think I'm giving away another chronic project protocol decree, but here this is waiting and waiting for love and acceptance, attention and expression. You can leave now. Waiting and waiting. You can leave now. Only waiting. You can leave now. Always striving and never arriving. You can leave now. I don't want to arrive. You can leave now. I don't want to accomplish my goal. You can leave now. And Naka says my left shoulder blade is releasing. Super. I just want to keep trying and stopping. You can leave now. I just want to keep trying and not succeeding. You can leave now. I just want to keep trying. You can leave now. Oh, how nice. And so many of you all are saying yes to everybody else and yes to that. Jennifer says, I'm believing that my fever last night was preparation for this call. For sure, my love, for sure. Tish says, waiting for someone to fix me. You can leave now. Donna says, I don't want to be a spitfire and feel like I have the world by the tail. You can all leave now. Nako says, no more waiting for moving. I take actions with the abracadabra and my focus. Fantastic. And Gwen says, jaw tightness just released. Fantastic. Waiting to become successful. Waiting to lose weight. Waiting for work. You can all leave now. 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 Nishtha says, waiting to create. You can leave now. Chantal says, I don't really want to have what I really want. You can leave now. Fantastic. Teresa says, yes to feeling my best now and taking care of myself before anyone else. Yes to that. And Bhagyalakshmi Ma gives us a fabulous yes to that. Alice says, yes, moved too many times. Waiting for, do I even know? How do I actually move from what seems an unfeasible task while at the same time I've been wanting to free myself for years? So some part of you does not want that, and that part of you is much more powerful than the part of you that does want it. What is this unfeasible task, my love? What is it? Is it I will never get what I want? You can leave now. Elizabeth says, waiting to move forward. Waiting and waiting to move forward. You can leave now. Easier to remain helpless and stuck. You can leave now. Easier to remain helpless and stuck. You can leave now. Easier to remain helpless and stuck. You can leave now. And my Facebook page went off, so sorry. Hang on. Okay, my darling, still my Facebook page resumes itself. Number 9 was stop waiting. Number 8, keep a reminder of your biggest reason where you will be reminded often. Why do you want to let go of this weight? What's your reason to do so? Is it for your health? Is it to feel good about yourself? Is it to have more confidence? Is it to feel more acceptable? Whatever it is, my darlings, whatever that reason is for you, keep it written. By the way, the act of writing down makes our chances of achieving it 47% higher. Write it down, put it up. You need to put it up in more than one place. Put it up in more than one place. In this, I know that those of us who are single have an advantage, but well, wherever you can, even if you have to write it and keep it inside a diary so your family is not being obtrusive and intrusive about it, keep it. But make sure you've written it down and kept it someplace. Why do you? I want to, because it will make me feel so that it will help me achieve. And my page is back. Elizabeth asks, what is my resistance to declutter? The resistance to declutter is a complete denial of anxiety. Clutter carries a lot of anxiety. But decluttering has to be done, my darling. Has to be. Something or the other has to be decluttered every day. And this, by the way, is also one of the keys to manifestation, especially for physical manifestations. Laurie says, waiting to sell my house and move to my condo by the ocean. Waiting and waiting and waiting to sell my house. You can leave now. Shantini has to sign off. Thank you for being here, Shantini. Seven, eat with consciousness. Probably one of the hardest things to do when we are emotional eaters. So I will just give you this other tip. I know I've mentioned it on a previous call. Holding the thumb for a few minutes before eating and holding the thumb for a few minutes after eating will change how you're eating. And of course, emotional overeating, you can leave now. Stress eating, you can leave now. Emotional eating, you can leave now. Basically, it's a habit that's out of control. It will come from an emotion that's out of control. So overeating invariably has to do with overeating, emotional eating, stress eating, is to stuff down fears and anxieties. The thumb is wonderful for anxiety and worry. Like you're stuffing down something. Why would you be stuffing down your emotions? Did your parents make you stuff down your emotions? The moment you started crying, your mother said, have some food. The moment you started expressing yourself, somebody distracted you and brought you to the dining table. You can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now. Using food to suppress yourself. You can leave now. Of yourself. And this is realistic expectations, especially if you've just had a child, are perimenopausal, menopausal, living in a toxic relationship, environment, job, house, room. The results will be slower and to a lesser degree. You will have to do the work required to come to a state of some amount of positivity first. It's very hard to be positive when you are living in a toxic environment. Perimenopausal and menopausal are times of great change. So the energy is occupied in adjusting to those changes. It will not have time to adjust to this particular change. Also, perimenopausal and menopausal times give rise to weight gain so that the woman is not as attractive to the boy, to the man, because the fertility is down and therefore nature does not need a species to be unfit, for there to be lineage that is not healthy, for offspring that is not capable, able to go on to have healthier offspring. Yes, my darling? So when you gave the decree for the water, did you all put in a reasonable goal? One of the most reasonable goals is 2 to 4 kilos or 4 to 6 pounds in a month. Very reasonable. Extremely reasonable. For those with faster metabolism and it being reasonable and are healthy and active, 2 to 4 pounds can take place in a week as well. So I was working with a friend of mine who for years has been dealing with this chronic project. And most people on the weight journey have been dealing with this for years. For her, as we broke it down and we began the chronic project protocol, I don't want to let this go. And the other one, which is terrific for weight release, which is excess weight you can leave now. In about 2 weeks, we realized that some answers were showing up around the body. And one of the answers we came to is that every time she was losing weight, because we all have these parts in the journey of weight loss as well, right? You do have times when you let go of some weight. That every time this was happening, she was losing money. So the weight needed to stay so that the money would stay. So we changed her decree around to, what if it is safe for me to be thinner and richer? Two weeks, 6 pounds gone. As we do the work over the next 21 days, many answers and insights will come to you. Feel free to adapt the decrees to whatever shows up. I had one more person, and she actually has had great results with both of these. I don't want to change this. You can leave now, as well as excess weight. You can leave now. Sorry, she did excess fat. You can leave now. And what we came to understand is that she thought that people who look thin always look malnourished and unwell. So we changed the decree around for her, which was, yes, I can be slim and gorgeous simultaneously now. Took her 4 weeks, 6 pounds gone. Because we don't have sessions as part of this particular package, this back and forth will happen through interactions in the group itself. You will come to an understanding. There will be an insight, because, like I said, the decrees take us to a space of truth. And Jennifer asks, what was point 8? Point 8 was to keep a reminder of your biggest reason where you will be reminded often. What is the reason? Why do you want to let it go? It's working. We're alive, we're breathing, we're enjoying ourselves, we're enjoying our food, even excess food. We're interacting, we're part of group calls. Oh, why do you want to let it go? And Shreya says both thumbs. Yes, my darling, both thumbs is ideal. And this is for the emotional eating that always comes from anxiety and a desire to suppress fears. Sometimes also a desire to suppress emptiness, but then that becomes the fear and anxiety around being empty. Nauka says, I'm beautiful and I have a right to choose a nice man. Yes, you do. And Chantal says, what about a decree to transform body shape? All the decrees will help to transform body shape. In fact, you can take your body shape and you can say, wanting to stay a circle. You can leave now. I need to stay like this. You can leave now. And Elizabeth says, I want to let this go to feel sexier, more desirable, free, available to say yes to the best people, places, opportunities, things, happiness, intimacy, connection, greater confidence, to feel confident and sovereign, moving ahead in my life. Please write that list down. On top of the list, you say, hang on, I'm thinking. What shall we put on top of the list? So, we will write it as a present tense. So, we will write, I am releasing weight and becoming freer, sexier, confident, happy, and open to intimacy and connection. I am confident and moving forward in sovereignty and authenticity. I deserve to be in radiant health. Wonderful. You can just put that down. You can also put down a reminder of what it is you need to do. Like, for example, walk for 20 minutes every day. There's a list I will be giving of how we will be going through the purification diet, as well as how we're going to be using the decrees and what we have to do every day. You can put that up also somewhere. So I deserve to be in radiant health. I deserve to be free. I'm worthy of love and intimacy. Write it down as a nice affirmation. Put it up somewhere where you can see it. Point number 5, the secret to weight release and sustained weight release is working in a group. Working in a group, working out in a group, which unfortunately we don't do right now, but working out in a group, working with and in a group. We saw today in the morning, for those of you all who joined us late, you all don't know this. Sorry, not in the morning. At the start of the call, the line just wasn't getting through. And I gave the decrees. And after I gave the decrees, the sound came through, but it was garbled and convoluted. Then people on the group started giving the decree for clarity and letting the audio work. And sure enough, it took us barely 2 minutes beyond that. And it worked. There is magic to group work. Oh, it's amazing. 4, manage stress on a daily basis. 1, please do come for Judy's call. But even if not Judy's call, the call from Judy's show, but even if not that, make sure that part of your daily work is to check on your level of stress and let it go. Number 3, express, express, express. The more you express, the faster your weight release will start taking place. After all, what is it that's stored in the body? Emotions. What do emotions need? Attention and expression. In expressing them, you will be giving them attention. If they are negative emotions, write and burn them. If they are positive emotions, write, put them up where you can see them, or fold them, put them in your bag. 2, acknowledge the anger. I cannot tell you, my darlings, every time that I have done weight release work, there has always been a denial of the anger involved. And magic as soon as expressions of anger have been allowed. Invariably, chronic weight projects carry deep anger. Beyond that anger is the hurt and pain of not being loved and accepted. A lot of us find it easier to stay angry than express that hurt and pain. Some of you all might be thinking, I'll go straight to express the hurt and pain. You can. You can't bypass the anger though. It will come. Sometimes I will speak to somebody and they'll say, I'm not feeling the anger at all. But I have pain in my body and my weight is just not going down. Then I do a little bit of work around. Are you separated? Are you disconnected? Are you detached? And once we get there, there is suddenly a flood and realization of the amount of anger stored in the body. Nothing requires fat as much as anger does. Huge amounts of blame as well. But even bigger than the blame is anger. When we let go of anger or start letting go of anger, drastic weight release can happen. And not that we want it to be drastic, but we ourselves will start sensing how drastic it is. That release of anger is what causes the unwellness. So it will happen. You will feel like you have a viral, like you've got a flu, like there's some infection. There's not. If you get to be unwell while doing this work, you just need time off, some TLC, tons of turbocharged water. Jenny asks, what was number 6? Number 6 was realistic expectations. Have to be realistic, my darlings. Otherwise, we're setting ourselves up for failure. Because the moment we have unrealistic expectations, we will also have unrealistic expectations of the deadline. Every body will follow its own journey, unique to its own childhood. If you take longer, you take longer. If you take shorter, you take shorter. The point is for us to be on this journey together and to be there for each other on the good days and the bad days, the off days and the on days, the days when we are absolutely lighter, positive, hopeful, optimistic, happy, feeling like what weight? I'm neither waiting nor do I have this weight. Or an off day, feeling worse, feeling heavier, feeling fatter, feeling bulkier. Clothes are not fitting. Everything is tighter. And that's also one of our checklist checks to check how clothes are fitting us. And I am going to put up this poster, my darlings, and I'm going to put it up here itself on my homepage. I'll also put it up in the Yes to More Health and Wealth group. Don't worry, my darlings. Don't have to write. I'll put it up. Absolutely, Nishtha. Absolutely posting them. There is a replay, my darling, but there is no email with the replay. Actually, you know what? We'll send it out. We'll send it out. And number one is what I've already mentioned. Leave the toxic relationship you're in. Toxic relationships add to the heaviness in the body, add to the anger in the body, add to the fears in the body, add to the grief in the body. Toxic relationships are the heaviest of all factors when it comes to weight. Everybody who's had chronic weight projects, guaranteed you're either dealing with toxic relationships from the past or you're dealing with toxic relationships right now. I also mentioned that in point number 6, manage expectations. If you are in such a relationship and you have taken on this work, be very gentle with your results. Be very careful, my darling, because one, the unwellness will be more. There may even be more episodes of unwellness in just these 21 days. I've made the intention that there be only one and then we can rejoice because it means the anger is being broken. And when I say broken, this is not about breaking that child on that memory that was angry. It's about breaking the energy and fragmenting it so it releases much easier instead of this one big gush of migraines and pain and acidity and ulcers and heartburns. Elizabeth says, why do I feel helpless moving forward? Elizabeth, you tell me. Complete the statement. I feel helpless moving forward because I can't leave the toxic relationship. I don't know how to leave it. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to leave it. I'm not sure it's healable. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. Whatever work you do, my darlings, everything around us changes. With the decrease, relationships also get better. So is that a side benefit of doing this work? It is. But if you've been living in a toxic relationship for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, again, I'll ask you to have reasonable expectations of that change taking place. Because we will be clearing so much, releasing so much, letting go of so much, finding a lot of lightness in ourselves, our vibration will start changing the vibration of our environment. So if you can't leave that toxic relationship, have faith and hope that this work will also start showing results there. Because at the end of the day, all toxic relationships are holding patterns. You need to feel a certain way. Therefore, this situation exists. This situation exists so that you can recreate a prior experience. It's a vicious holding pattern. You hold the situation holds you. So as you start breaking out of this vibration, something in the situation will also start changing. Sometimes initially for the worse, but often for the better. The purification diet, the ways to use the decree, clapping. Oh, by the way, let's all clap, my darlings. It'll make us feel a little alert and awake as well. I know we've spent so much time and we've still got just a little bit more, so stick around. Okay, clapping around the body in one direction as a circle, and then clapping around the body in the other direction. Clapping, abracadabra, the decree. There is an order in which we will do these over 21 days. I'm going to tell you what abracadabra is, but after we finished our fat suit of multidimensional work. There are actually two parts to that. I'm going to share both of them. So, detox diet, decluttering, the order of clapping, abracadabra, and the daily decree, fat suit meditation, fat suit off meditation. These need to be followed every day. Breaks are allowed on the 8th day. And because we're in a group and we have a weekly checklist, all of us will keep each other on the path. Where conversation, because we have such a focused goal, must be primarily around what's going on around the steps that we have to take. What's happening in the fat suit? What's happening with the reaction to the decree of the day? How did that make us feel? Like, for the most part, I encourage a lot of conversations, sharing and caring, and that will always be welcome on my groups. But for this particular work, I need more focus on what the work is all about and the results of that work on a daily basis. If you have to share a story, you have to share the conclusion of that story. Yes, my darlings, everybody got that? And just by the way, these 21 days begin tomorrow. So, fat suit off, multidimensional work. Close your eyes, everybody. I know you're tired, so I'll make this very, very short and simple. See yourself and see your fat suit around you. Chances are that this will look more exaggerated than what your body is right now. Maybe only your head is poking out of this fat suit. Unzip the fat suit from the front. Step out of the fat suit. When you step out, you will realize that there is an attachment and a cord between the fat suit and you. Start pulling out this attachment, this cord. Be very gentle. You may need to tug at it here and there, but let it come out of the body fully. It will be bringing out the remaining cellulite and fatty deposits in the body. So you could hear a squelching sound, especially if you're clairaudient, a sucking sound, because you're sucking this out actually. Giving you all time. Pull it out. If something gets left behind or you just get so tired that you give up, it's okay. We're going to be doing this exercise every day for 21 days, barring the 8th day and some weekends that you may need to take off. So you will be doing it often enough. Once the cord is out, bundle up the cord into the fat suit, zip up the fat suit. On one side, you're going to see a knob that says violet flame. Turn that knob. The moment you turn that knob, violet flames will erupt all around the fat suit. See the fat suit burning, melting, shrinking. This is usually quite rapid once it starts. There may be something left over at the bottom once you've done this. Like it shrank and shrank and shrank and finally became this black stone or became this round ball or became this flat spread of tar. turn the violet flame knob towards higher. Let go of every last single droplet from that suit. If you need to turn the violet flame even higher, you can turn it even higher. Once done, I want you to see you over there, see you over here. So that slim girl, slim boy who jumped out of the fat suit turns around, looks at you, and starts walking towards you. She enters your third eye face, flows down, and sits in your heart chakra. I want you to now see yourself shrinking to meet her size. Linda says, now I have a splitting headache. Linda, take a break, my love. Have tons and tons of water. Checking how you feel. Please have your slim, sexy, strong water. I'll have some as well. Part 2 of this fat suit of multidimensional meditation. Wherever is your fat suit in the body, let us say that it is around the belly and the hip area, going towards the thighs. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to see that this is an actual padding around you. You're going to put your hands inside this padding, right down till wherever your hands can reach or wherever the fatty padding is, and start pushing it away from the body. Again, there could be sounds, squelchy sounds. There could be attachments and cords from the sides. Start pushing it away. And once it's completely out, wherever it was attached from the sides, all that is also out, fling it towards empty space. Turn on the violet flame. See it melting and disappearing. If you need to increase the violet flame, increase the violet flame. See it disappear totally. And returning to my voice in this dimension, check, are you or are you not feeling slimmer, lighter, optimistic, maybe even deeply satisfied? Check and tell. In the 21-day cycle, you will either feel like doing one of these or both of these. And either is fine, both is fine. And Rowan says, yes, feeling lighter. Can you feel you've shrunk a little bit? Either the belly has shrunk a little bit, or the hips have shrunk a little bit, or your shoulders are feeling slimmer. Can you check? Gwen says, slimmer, stronger, joyful, accomplished. Fantastic. Fantastic. And Rosie says, much lighter, and I have a huge smile on my face. Monty says, feeling lighter and smaller. Superb. Smaller in a good way, smaller in a good way, smaller in a good way. Sonia says, feeling sexier. Fantastic. Lakshmi says, lighter and happier. Fantastic. Teresa says, slimmer, flexible, want to dance. Yoo-hoo! Awesome. 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 Well done, my darlings. Well done. And you know what? Maybe we'll have at least one more call just to check how we're all doing. Right? We'll do one more call as well. Let us see when the day and time shows up for that. I feel like there's so much still pending that I haven't spoken to you all about. I haven't even introduced you all to the Chronic Project Protocol. Well, the Chronic Project Protocol takes the part of us that's saying no, acknowledges it, and releases it. The part of us that we're in battle with, that won't allow us to have sustainable results, that makes us have only minimalistic and limited results, that part of us is what we acknowledge in a chronic project. And then we let it go. And Shreya says, feel good to burn off the lumps of fat. Doesn't it? And imagine doing this for 21 days. Like, what can happen? So, with just this particular exercise, and I was working with someone who was menopausal, but with just this particular exercise, she lost 2 inches in 1 week. That's all we did. We only did this particular exercise. Because you've got to be a little gentler when it comes to being of a certain age. Samra says, I have a headache. So some part of you is resisting letting this go, Samra. And Radha says, fat burning, this way you can increase now. Yes to that. Marco says, see myself return my weight back to lighter with slim body, feel comfortable with my skin. Fantastic. Fantastic. And that reminds me, my darlings, thank you, Nauko, for saying that. See myself return my weight. One of the things we need to watch out for in point number 6, managing expectations. It's very rare to return to an original weight. You know, you're thinking 10 years back, 20 years back. It's the past. The past needs to heal. We never want to return to the past. There is one optimal weight for you, one optimal size for you, where you feel good about yourself. You feel strong about yourself. You feel good wearing the clothes you have. What we want is to reach that weight. It may or may not be the weight that you've mentioned in the glass, but everything is about truth and honesty. You may start realizing what that weight actually is for you over the next few days. So please stay open to that, make changes, adapt, listen to the expression, pay attention to that as and how it comes up. And Bhagyalakshmi Ma put up a gif, says, I feel good. I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Shanta says, standing taller, fantastic. And Rosie says, we have our own personal liposuction without the cost. That didn't cross my mind. Thank you so much, Rosie. That is so true. Elizabeth says, feel different. And Gwen says, felt my saggy jaw skin firm up. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes to that and yes to more. So one more call, my darlings, for all the things that I feel like I still haven't shared with y'all. And see you on email and on Facebook. So the group that we're doing our work in on Facebook is the Chronic Project Protocol Weight Release Special Group. The link is in your email as soon as you've registered. Right now, I will let Nidhu know, although it is very late where we are, so office is closed, that Nidhu has to send off the list of the 12 secrets as well as the 3 keys of manifestation and the replay to y'all. Please just give us some time, my darlings. Till all of y'all have joined the group, I won't put up the first decree. And just by the way, some of the decrees that have shown up are in numbers like 1,009, and it was just absolutely amazing. So yes to having fun, yes to releasing all our excess weight and fat easily and effortlessly, even joyfully, gracefully, beautifully. So saying yes to all of that, everybody. Yes, everybody saying yes to that. Can we do this now? Yes. Will we do this now? Yes. Anything and everything, anyone and everyone that won't allow this to happen, you can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. Signing out with what Rosie just said, we're all going to be gorgeous, sexy ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our birthright. Let's walk tall. Let's stand tall and walk proud. Standards and heels always high. All right, my lovely. Speak to you all soon again. See you on the group and on email. Lots of love. Big hugs. Namaste from India.